Okay, Dad. Tell us your name and when did you get in the Army?
I went in the Army in 1944, October of 1944.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you first go to training?
Uh, well, I went to we went to Fort Snelling. We went into Fort Snelling and we did some campaign stuff there at Fort Snelling for about I don't know, a week, and then we went down to Canfield, Texas, which was a camp at that time. It was one of the bigger Army bases in the United States. And then I got training there at and of course the cavalry, you know, they read out of the information. They didn't know where they're coming and going, you know. And then say they when they're like if you had a well there, well you walked in the well, committed suicide. And I said that's not what they mean. They mean you go around, you don't jump in the stupid well, you know. And then of course they didn't like me, see, because they had me killed. One time I told them, hey, I've been killed 180 times today.
So this
And
is in the training?
yeah, the stupid training guy says I'm only 100%. And so it went on, but a lot of times the deal was that 10 o'clock uh, the, the barracks closed up at 10.
10 in the morning or 10 at night?
Yeah, you had to go, the lights was out.
Lights out at
So,
10.
but then somebody decided, well, these guys, you know, belong to Boy Scout, I suppose. And so what I did then, I was up the second row in A's and like the A's and B's. I was the BA, and then I just walked like they had 9 switches on a wall. So I walked like I came back, and the guy went up and switched switch on. I cold cocked him there and told the guy just leave him lay. You know, when they say 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that's what they mean. You know, you're gonna have to do that, see. So as it went on, why?
This is at Fort Hood.
Yeah, it's Camp Hood,
Camp
yeah,
Hood,
which
yeah.
is Fort Hood now.
Fort Hood
see.
now, okay.
And so one time this friend of mine, he, Charlie Bell was his name. He was 17 years old, and of course Baumgartner then came Bell, and him and I were, you know, partners. But
Right.
he was from Houston.
Okay, and in 44 you would have been,
Yeah, he was 17.
you would have been 19 then? Or 18?
No, he was 17,
Yeah,
and
but
I was yeah, 19 then.
Okay.
Yeah, see, and so we didn't know when we see. I was baby faced until what you call 'em was called. I never had a shake, and so when we went down, well, here we had a forced march. Go out 30 miles and come back 30 miles. And this Charlie said, I wonder when are we ever going to wear the 9-buckle overshoes. Well, he says, and also them woolen underwear. Well,
that's a bad idea.
we had them on and then carried over, and you couldn't even, they counted the razor blades. If you had 10 razor, of course I carried the razor blade because you had to carry them, you know, but I never used any, see. And so Charlie, I was disgusted, but I went along with him. And we had to bring them then overshoes back, and them then woolen underwear. And then we got out there. Well, we had this Jew boy. He was he was with me, see, and then my duty was we had to empty the garbage cans. You know, there was about 40 gallon, you know, kind of heavy aluminum one. Well, he couldn't do nothing. So I said, well, we got to get this up on the 6x6. You know, we got to get rid of the slop. And so, well, then he didn't. So I finally slapped him. Finally, he helped me. We got them do. But then I took a flax down where him and I slept in the same pup tent. You know, this guy from Germany telling about.
Okay. And so then after you were there how long did that training go on at Camp Wood?
Well, see, we're supposed to have 6 weeks, but when I got done with this training, you know, then a guy he said they had this wine, Mr. Baumgartner, whatever you do, you know, we're going to have all the 90,000 GIs and the blacks down in the South Camp. That they were separated from us. So okay, I says okay, but when you stopped them, well, a lot of guys had the brake. They didn't have any brakes, so I jumped on the bumper, and then of course they'd stop, you know. So when they got done, why? When we got done, well, they says, okay, you're all right now. And I said, well, they wanted to get some ice cream. So, all right, I says, well, you can't get no ice cream up at the deal there, but, well, I'll just go down to South Camp. So I went down to South Camp, you know, the blacks, and they were real small, you know, so I went in there and in this black deal there, and I says, well, I'm kind of in a hurry, and the only thing that made noise was a jukebox, and the mama there, she was in charge. I says, well, I'm in a hurry, I have to get back, and she says, you realize you're down here in the black district? I says, well, you got eyes and ears like I do. Ma'am, I said, I got to get these ice cream and go up before they melt. They have pints, you know. So they said, but I shook hands with him, and she gave me the service, you know, I wanted. And when I got up to the camp, why? He says, where'd you get this ice cream from? Well, I went down to the, you went down to the blocks? Well, I says, I got the ice cream here. The guy says, 2 or 3 guys says, we're not going to eat the ice cream if you got it from these guys in the South. I says, at that time the ice cream was only worth 9 cents for a pint. And so I'll just eat it myself, I said. So when I got done with that, well, then they had this guy from down south. He was telling the stories about they hung these blacks on and pulled 2, 3, 4 around behind a Model A, you know, because they're supposed to have raped a school teacher. This guy was battery in a fruitcake. See? When I come back, though, then I told that captain and this staff sergeant, the only guy I know was, his name was anyway.
So
he said, I says, you know, see, when he got done with a rifle, captain with Spivey was his name. I said, they don't always inject the bullet out of that Grant. It's stuck, you know. Okay, and so when I pulled the trigger, this Spivey, the staff sergeant, I grazed and burned him about a 16-inch along the side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, then they said these cavalry was mad at me, you know, because I did do this and do that. So I had to dig a 6x6.
Okay.
Well, I dug
now what's
this.
a 6x6?
Yeah, at Camp Columbus. So I told the guy, well, it doesn't say that I have to dig a 6x6 again in a different place. No, I don't care, I says, mister. I'm this chief, this mean guy.
Yeah.
See, so he poked me all the time. I says, well, I got this sand shovel here, and I tell you what I'm gonna do. If you poke me one more time, I'm gonna cold cock you with this goddamn sand shovel. Well, when he poked me, why, of course, he blew the whistle. See, he was in charge of the cattle, you know, the deal. So when they come and looked for him, well, I said, what the heck with him. So I covered him up with about 3 or 4 inches of dirt, and he was still blue. So everybody thought I killed this guy, see? You know, we're out around camp, so they give me, to cover up the deal, they shipped me out on with 4 weeks of training instead of the 8 weeks, see? And so when I would come out, you know, I come home, and then
when you came home to where?
At Camp Columbus, see?
Okay.
At Fort Hood, see?
Okay.
And then, well, then they had me, they were scared, so they, that I was on 3 or 4 days before they're gonna ship me out. And so they give me Browning and stuff, and the camp, the rifle range was about 1 mile across and was 500 yards. So I'd shoot, you know, I'd shoot either right or left, and of course I'd hit the black, they miss, you know, and then I'd hit it, you know. Of course I'd split the pole. It was a 20-foot pole, solid oak goes up, see. But they'd shut it down. They thought they were guys shooting, but I'd shoot 600, 700, 800 yards to the left or right with a Grand, see. Well, then when
this is not the Browning, this is the Grand?
Grand, see, we fired a Grand all the time, see.
Okay.
And then when
and that was like a 50 caliber gun, or what kind of
no,
caliber?
it's 30 caliber.
30 caliber?
30 caliber with, they had that iron point on front, you know, little iron deal, you know, you could shoot through 2 inches of steel like nothing. And so when I got done with that, why, they decided that they were going to ship me out. See, so
how long did you have to do this gun training at the gun range then? So you did 4 weeks of the training.
Well,
and then you had this guy in a 6x6
I supposed to got
the
8 weeks of training, but I only got 4.
Okay.
How much training were you with the gun, though?
Huh?
How much training did you get with the gun?
Well, see, with the Grand, I was mostly, I got with the Grand, I always called it Grand, until in this deal they had the Browning in there. See, so they wouldn't move. The cavalry would, they would never be behind me. They thought I was going to kill all the cavalry, see, after I...
What's a cavalry?
The cavalry is the trainers.
Okay.
The 4Fs, I called them, see.
Okay.
They read off a plastic deal like that, you know, it's all covered, and they'd just talk what it was, you know. And so then when they shipped me out, you know, and then I met this Charlie Bell, see,
Okay.
on when I got over in the Hawaiian Islands. See,
Okay. So you went. Okay. So from basic, you got 4 weeks of training, and then you got some grand and some.
I shot the Grand, and I did shoot the Brownie,
Brownie.
but I shot. It had a flap up here, and then I'd shoot. But the cattery would never be. They thought I was going to kill all the catteries before they got rid of me. See.
Right.
So then the cattery never would be in front of me. See, and then I could do whatever I wanted. You know, there was nobody there from the guy. They covered up the damn thing that this gun, you know. And then when we'd go march, you know, up and down hill, A's and B's, and then they turn around like Charlie Bell and I did. Well, then we got behind, and one of them guys, he was ahead of me, and he said to me, he said, well, I says, when we come back from hiking, the A's and B will be coming, and then there'll be a mile difference. You got to keep so close together. Then he had a trot, see. So he says, you Heine, and I just stuck the gun down and cold cocked him with the butt of the rifle. And captain come with the Jeep. He said, you know, he's in infirmary. You must have busted a few ribs. I says, I bet you, Cap, he'll never call me Heine again. He's a captain shook his head. Oh God. And so all them guys thought there was gonna be nothing. Nobody had training. Nobody had training like my brother and them. They should have had somebody had been in front lines, you know. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have none of them. The Marines was even worse. The ones we got on the front lines. And
right.
So anyway, I got done with that.
Okay.
How long were
All
you
right.
in Hawaii?
All right, Dad. Before we get to Hawaii, we're gonna stop now, and we'll go back and play some games and stuff, and we'll talk to you some more, and we'll get some about how you started shipping overseas.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All righty. Thanks, Dad.